in jeans with Katie and Sarah. No need to worry, you're on a lady journey.
Lady Journey. Now, I want to start off by saying this is so important. We are having Lady Journey live. We're having our very first live taping of Lady Journey at the Helium Comedy Club in St. Louis. It's going to be on August 20th. Nikki Glaser is our guest.
Yes.
How insane is this?
I know we got lucky. You've seen her on Fuckboy Island. She's the host.
She's the host.
Yes.
I mean, it's like she's insane. She has Netflix specials. She's done so much stuff. She is a legit huge celebrity.
She's a star.
And she just called out Kim Kardashian and she said her body is surgery. It was posted in the Sun.
How dare she?
How dare she? But Kim actually responded. I saw that it was
Did she really? What did she say?
I saw something that it was
I'm intrigued. I am a Kim Kardashian fan.
I'm a fan of her too, but I think I agree with Nikki that like her body is surgery.
There's more to it. They act like they work out. You can't get that body working out.
Yeah.
They always deny their butt implants, but they have butt implants, don't they?
They clearly do.
They clearly do. And they're moving away from that. And then also people are calling them out now about doing extreme like diet pills stuff.
Well, she did some kind of expose and I didn't read it. I just saw the headline, but it was like yes, I'm pro body. Like here's what I've had done. I want to look my best, but I also
her body's her art too. I will.
Her body's
her
art.
That.
But it's a big shift right now, where it's like it has been heading in this way for the past few years. But it's like the younger generation is body positivity, and so I do think we're gonna start seeing them shift towards like it's very millennial to have this like anorexic face and be like that's just me, it's just thin behavior,
and also acting like genetics. And I know some people do have really great genetics, but a lot like the people that deny the face stuff, you know, Botox or filler, I'm like, can you just at least be honest? It's just awful.
Yes.
To say that this is natural, and you're just like, why am I aging then?
Yeah.
Like a poor person.
I just naturally look wealthy.
It does. Because I do think, we've talked about this before, I do think it looks good. But to pretend that you're not getting plastic surgery on your body and your face and pretend that this is natural, I do think it's damaging to the psyche.
It absolutely is. It's like what we were talking about earlier, where there's so much like airbrushing in every magazine, and then you look at it and you're like, am I a monster? Am I a deformed person?
It's like, well, I love TikTok because there's this girl that is like a Photoshop expert, and she goes through, she's like, I don't know what's happening with women's armpits apparently.
Yeah.
It's
just blurred out.
We don't have armpits. And then she's like, she'll find the video of the day of the actual shoot, and she's like, this is what I suspect is happening, and she'll show you where they're shaving off in the waist and then in the arm area. Yeah.
I remember there was a thing that Kim Kardashian was recently called out where she posted a vacation photo and her leg just looked like a little stick. And it was like, is everybody we're just fine with this? Like,
we're
that's
letting
her
this
leg.
happen. Yeah.
It looked like her leg, it looked like she had some kind of injury.
Yeah.
But anyway, so come to our show, come to our live show. And if you are in our Patreon, you do get a free ticket when we're in your town. So that's part of our top $20 tier package. So if you do join the package, let us know when you're in when we're going to be in your town. We'll be posting our schedules regularly. And if you don't have the money for that, or if you don't care to, please give us a review. We did actually get up to 100 reviews on iTunes, which means I am going to do something that I haven't thought of yet, but I'm celebrated in some small way.
We'll figure it out. What's your lady journey?
So, as you know, in the last episode, I am so thrilled. I told this my topic to Mike, and he was just laughing because it's so on brand and it's everything. So, in the last episode, I of course was talking about my new spending freeze and how I'm just kind of getting through it with enjoying simple luxuries, enjoying saving money, and I did get on a bit of a kick with a new app. It's called Too Good To Go. Okay, so this is an app where it's very much for the poor, but it's like restaurants, okay? Restaurants bakeries, grocery stores, if they have stuff that's like maybe about to go bad, or maybe they have like a little leftover at the end of the day, you pay $5 and you get like a $15. Like they have it for just salad. You'll get like a juice and like a huge salad. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I got on a kick of doing it. I was like, I don't want to do it for restaurants. I feel like it's a food safety issue. I'm not about it with grocery stores, but like pastries.
You can't go wrong with pastries at the end of the day. I do say, like, some of them lose their appeal to me. Like, cupcakes have a shelf life of about 2 hours.
Cupcakes get soggy.
But pastries.
Pastries, like, I love pastries, and I've actually now had to cut myself off of the app because I got to a point where I'm like, oh, if I don't do this, I'm losing money.
Yeah.
And then I'm just eating 4 croissants for my dinner.
Yeah.
And then so croissant, number one pastry. First of all, that is my number one pastry. But here's the thing about the croissant. It makes you tired.
Does it really? I have not picked up on this, but now I am a regular croissant eater.
I love them.
I'm going to observe my sleep behavior.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have one before bed because I can't sleep at night.
Put you right down. The croissant. Well, see, the croissant etiquette is you really should only have it in the morning.
Yes. And that is my go-to cheapo depot breakfast. Iced coffee and a croissant from next door.
Yes, I love to do that. Like when I'm flying, for example, like get a croissant
on the go.
But it's like it's all butter, it's all sugar. For me, I feel great while I'm eating it, and then I get the crash. So now I decided I really just reserve them for the weekends. I have a little my weekend treat, my treasure.
I love. Like, what are you doing this weekend?
Having a croissant. In my case, I'm having a full bag because I just got them on sale. I got 5. So
I love their texture.
I love the butter,
Mm-hmm.
the dough. I mean, that's what any pastry is, I guess. It's just butter and dough. But the croissant, it's just everything for me. It's the simplicity of really high-end ingredients.
Yeah.
And it just tastes so good.
Yes. Do you heat it up sometimes? That's quite decadent.
I actually prefer it room temp because I love the crispiness.
Okay.
I love the crispiness. I feel like sometimes when you heat it, it gets like a little gooey.
Yeah, it's like because it's just butter.
Yeah, it's just straight butter.
But I like pulling out from the inside.
Oh, I know. The way it pulls apart is so gorgeous.
Yes.
And I do love, this is my birthday treat. An almond croissant.
I love an almond croissant. I'm not actually that particular about almond flavor. It's not one of my flavors that I crave, but for some reason I can get into the almond part
filling,
inside. Yeah.
The filling is so, I love like anything nut flavored. I don't know what it is. Like I love pistachio. I love almonds. Peanut, I'm fine with. I will have it. But like that nut, that hazelnut.
Yeah.
The nut flavor is so delicious, but they are always like caked in powdered sugar, and so it's like that's one that will ruin. You're like trying to run errands. You're like, and I'm
sleeping,
laying on the floor.
Yes, I don't know. This sounds so like I know there's sugar in these pastries, but for some reason it's not overbearing. That it's become my favorite kind of dessert is pastries.
That's the thing.
Without
like,
the fruit filling. Like I love a regular biscuit or a scone with butter.
I love it. Yeah, just a little butter, a little flour.
Yeah.
And it's like if you're not eating sugar a lot, like that flour and like the touch of sugar in it, it's just the perfect indulgence.
Yes.
I made a list of my top 5 pastries, and I will be reading it.
Number 2.
Oh, number 2, baklava.
Okay.
So talk about a dessert pastry. Baklava is one that I feel like it's really hard to get a right one.
Yes. Can I tell you, I don't know. I haven't tried so many baklavas that I can't tell you what's a good one and what's a bad one.
I don't think I really know either, but I just know that there's ones I like. I like the crispy. It seems like Mamoons, for example.
I love Mamoons.
I love Mamoons. It's they have the best baba ganoush in the entire city. I'm obsessed with it. They have baklava, and you will go in there. I always go there late night, of course, when I'm at, as you know, the Comedy Cellar, where I am past, and I'm working there.
A year anniversary.
Yes, it's my 1-year anniversary of being past at the Comedy Cellar and being a star.
Yeah.
And many people have seen me there, and every now and then I get a Instagram message from a young man who just a compliment.
Yes.
And that's how I know I'm nailing it.
You have arrived.
I have arrived. I have arrived at Mamoons. But they have the little the little baklava, it's just enough, but it's so crispy because they get it fresh. They go through it.
I think
so crispy.
Okay, this is what I'm determining what a bad baklava is when it's been in the cooler all day and it's absorbed the moisture of whatever's happening in there and it goes soggy because you really want the ASMR of the baklava.
You want that crisp, and when it gets
feeler
mushy,
dough.
you're like, how long is it? Because it's not a type of pastry like a croissant, for example. It's like 3-day-old croissant. You're like, okay,
it's fine. I can zhuzh it.
Yeah, like I'll nibble it, but you can also tell it's 3 days old. But with the old baklava, it's like this could be 2 weeks, especially if you're at like a Greek diner or something. You're like just pulling it from the back, and you're like, what?
I'm always suspect of diners because they have so many food items that you're like, there is no way that you're able to keep any of this fresh.
Yeah, it's like you have spaghetti and meatballs and you also have halibut. It's just like, it's too broad of a range. And then it's like chicken teriyaki. It's like, this is too much.
There's no way to have quality control. If there's a restaurant that just does chicken teriyaki, you know it's good because that's all they've worked on.
The diner is a declining. It's a dinosaur.
It's a dinosaur.
There are just, I mean, they used to be, when I moved to New York, pop in for a grilled cheese. And now it's just like everything is so expensive. You may as well go to a high-end restaurant.
Exactly. And also I've lately in the last, I would say 5 or 6 years, I've left a diner and have never been like, that was amazing.
Yeah, it's never an amazing. That was the thing. It's like late night food. It's the only place open. It's cheap. And now it's just like it's just not fun. It's just not fun.
I do say I am a huge fan of their chicken soup. So
the lemon, the avo limono.
Yeah.
I love an avo limono.
And you can't really go wrong with that. So if you're going to go to a diner, just get that.
Get a bowl of, stick for the soup.
Dessert
or
or breakfast cement. Yeah.
Matzo ball.
Yeah.
Love a matzo. Now, my third favorite pastry, savory. I've gotten a savory option, spanakopita. Keeping with the Middle Eastern. With
spanakopita. I thought that was it is a pastry, but savory. It's like you can eat it for dinner, right?
It's really, it's like, I guess.
Like a pie? A meat pie?
It's different than a spinach pie because it has the phyllo. You know, like Yaya's around here, which is available on Too Good To Go. And I may be getting it later. They have a really incredible spinach pie, but it's got like this delicious pie crust and then the spinach filling on the top. So the spanakopita has the phyllo dough encasing it, usually in a triangle shape, but I have seen it as a square. But I love the phyllo. Even buying it from like Trader Joe's, for example, and just the crisp of it with the savory of the feta and the
love of feta.
Oh, love spanakopita.
Yeah.
So that's my third favorite pastry. I had to get a savory one in there.
Absolutely. It's like I get that with cheddar scones.
Oh, I love a cheddar bay biscuit.
Yeah.
And now my third and fourth, my fourth and fifth, I wanted to, because here's the thing, different cultures have different pastries.
Yes.
And I don't want to leave out Chinatown. I take it for granted now that I live in a city with a Chinatown. But growing up in Indianapolis, we didn't really have places like this. Like, I love Chinese bakeries. The fresh, and there you go in and you're like, it's like one bun is like 99 cents.
I'm a huge fan of Chinese.
I love it.
Anything Asian culture, knock it out of the park.
Knock it out of the park. And then it's so cheap too.
Yeah.
It's like you're down there, you're like, I can't believe that this is so inexpensive. And it's just, but my favorite Chinese pastry, love it, coconut bun.
I don't think I've ever had.
You would love it.
Can you describe to me what a coconut bun is?
So coconut bun.
I love coconut in a dessert.
Coconut bun is actually, I would say, very similar to a croissant in the flavors.
Okay.
It's a simple dough with a white flour and a butter, and then inside it has like basically like a salted butter. So it's almost like, and if they do have these at Paris Baguette, I've gotten these there as well, but it's like a little more like bougie version. So it's almost like bread and butter, really, and then they sprinkle a little coconut on top. So it's very like the croissant in that it's just a touch of sweet.
Okay.
And it will send you into a coma. It will send you into a diabetic coma.
Yeah. You know what it's reminding me of is like when we would go on a trip to, it was like in the Caribbean, at the grocery store, they have coconut bread.
Yes.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And we toast it and eat it with butter. And you're like, this is the best thing on earth.
It's just the simplicity of the flavors.
Yeah.
It's the focus is on that.
And that's how am I getting close?
It's exactly what it is.
Okay.
It's exactly what it is, because I did have in my Too Good To Go journey, I did have it was like a hazelnut Nutella croissant, and I was like, this was good, but it was too much.
Yeah.
It's just like, I like the croissant. I like the flavor of the croissant. I don't need to dump more crap on it.
I'm like that with crepes. I grew up thinking I would always make my crepes with you'd make the crepe and then granulated sugar with and squeeze lemon on it, and that was the most perfect thing to eat. And then when I get here, they're spreading it with Nutella and bananas and strawberries and whipped cream, and you're like, I just want lemon and a little bit of sugar.
Yeah, I feel the same way about ice cream too, where I'm like, I love like a scoop of vanilla. I love froyo.
Yeah,
the tart froyo. Like the plainer the better, because it's better to like have the higher quality ingredients that you're appreciating those flavors than to just like the Ben and Jerry's where I always put like caramel brownies. Like no,
I don't need 20 ingredients. And also,
No.
I want the creaminess of the ice cream. I don't want landmines of.
Yeah, I don't want to be like on an archaeological dig for like a little cold. And I do feel like when you eat cold chocolate, like those are just, you're not even getting the flavor, so it's just adding calories needlessly.
That's what I get. Joe loves chocolate chip in his ice cream. And I'm like, great, I have the smooth texture of ice cream with hard, cold, flavorless chunks of chocolate.
No, yeah, it's
boggles
awful.
My mind.
It's awful.
I judge him harshly on that one.
I do not love Ben and Jerry's. I never have, and I don't love their core where you're eating like a raw brownie center. It's like, okay, this is, we have a health problem in this country, right? But like for me, I love Haagen-Dazs. I love the 5-ingredient ice cream.
Yeah, keep it simple.
Keep it simple. You get like the little pint. You have your couple little scoops. I love like a green tea flavor. I love the vanilla. I love the chocolate.
Easy breezy.
Easy. Anyway, that brings me to my last pastry,
which I saw on your list, and I'm really excited.
And these aren't really in any order, although croissant is the number one.
Yeah.
But this one could trade places with any other space on here, but it's the pork bun. Another savory one.
What is it? First of all, I love the look of it.
It is so soft.
It's
and
like a little
spongy
labia.
Yeah, it really is. I do. It's something about like the texture of it to the touch is just like so inviting.
With the pulled pork inside of it.
It's amazing.
Momofuku.
Oh God, they're so great.
Had a really great one. And then also go across the street to Milk Bar.
Oh, I love Milk Bar.
But I think Momofuku is no longer around.
I think that,
or did they move? I
think that Momofuku is there still, but it's Momofuku Sasam Bar, which is where they had like a tasting menu.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that was the one that closed. I actually knew a girl whose boyfriend worked there, and he was like a food experimenter, and he would experiment new flavors and sauces for them.
Oh wow! Because my friend had a birthday party get together there, and he did the thing that you have to get at least 8 people to come, and they roast almost like a full pig.
Ooh.
And it is the softest meat, and you eat it with like lettuce wraps and then pork buns and stuff like that I was like, it was so divine.
I was thinking of doing that for my birthday. There's a Chinese restaurant that's on it's like Midtown East, and they do a Peking duck roast, and then you eat it.
So good.
And they have like a special thing where they just like put it over a fire in front of your table. But in the end, it just ended up that I was like, I don't have I can't arrange this. It's just, now I'm stressed out.
I don't have the bandwidth.
I just want to eat duck.
Yeah.
I can't be an event coordinator for this. But yeah, I love a pork bun. And I love like even places like Vanessa's Dumplings. Like they have a little cheapy.
Sesame cake.
Oh, I love their sesame cake. Yum.
That is a treat, and it's cheap.
Oh, it's so cheap. And they cook it in oil. It's so decadent.
I'm like, is this ethical?
Right, I know.
Are you guys okay financially in here? I'm sure they are because they keep going.
They're always busy, but yeah.
But you're just like, and I watched David Chang had this documentary about slight racism in food, and it was really fascinating about how like an Asian culture gets shit on about their MSG, and every food that you eat, especially restaurant, is cooking an MSG in every genre or like cuisine.
Oh, interesting.
But if for some reason like there was just Asian hate about it. And then the other thing that he brought up that I thought was so fascinating, raviolis and dumplings are the same price expense and labor, but why are raviolis that you get 4 and it's
$25?
$25,
Yeah.
and you can get 4 dumplings at Vanessa's Dumplings for like $1.50.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's fucked up. And I'm
bizarre.
when I go to Italian restaurants, I love raviolis, but I do not order them out of ethical. Like I'm like, no, it's a scam.
It is so disheartening when you get your ravioli and it's 4 and you're like, oh, I wanted to really go to town and treat myself, and now I'm just like cutting it in like 6 parts.
Why?
Give me more ravioli.
It's so fucked. I'm like, this needs to be discussed more. Like, I want, like, do it up like Chef Boyardee raviolis. Give me like 18 small ones or something. But like, you can get a fuller meal at an Italian restaurant with the same flavor base that's not raviolis that is like $5 cheaper.
Yeah, and sometimes with Italian restaurants, I will say, like, the quality of ingredients is not worth it. Like, you know, Mike and I love to go to Italian, and we like tried a lot in our neighborhood, and a lot we were just like, the sauce isn't there.
Yeah.
You know, it's $25. We're paying $70 for 2 bowls of pasta, basically, which if it's really great, you're like, it's worth it. But if you're like, this feels like pasta that I boiled at home.
Yeah, this
with like
is
Rayo's.
sad. Yeah.
Then it's just not, it's not good.
It's a scam. But pork buns.
Pork buns.
Sorry, I went on.
I absolutely. So I'm going to end it there.
Okay.
But this has been my pastry journey, and I love pastries. I love pork buns, and I think that you should go out and treat yourself to one.
Guys, go on a pastry journey this summer.
And check out the app Too Good To Go, especially if you're living a budget lifestyle like I am now and you're on a spending freeze. This is a way, if you're playing the game, if you're gamifying, of like, I'm just going to spend $5 today. Spend $5 and get a whole dinner for yourself, or a whole bag of croissants, which you eat on the couch while you're watching Stranger Things.
At least you can have order a few and they can last a few days.
Yes.
Yeah, without going like, oh God. Well, because like I'm just upset with I love cupcakes, but like after one day I'm like, all right, I might as well just eat rocks.
I
or
know.
sand.
I know.
It's a sand castle.
Cupcakes don't stay.
Also, I get mad about the cupcake to icing ratio. I think it doesn't need to be that much.
They put too much icing on it.
I like a little bit, but it's too much.
I am getting a cake from Magnolia for my birthday.
Oh, I love Magnolia. Their banana pudding is amazing, and they have a new kind of pudding this summer that's like strawberry something. Strawberry shortcake pudding.
Maybe I'll get one too, because I'm just getting a tiny 6-inch cake because I have Amex and I get $10 back every time I spend $50 there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's good to know. I got to tell Joe that
great
because
tip.
he loves going to Magnolia.
Love it.
All right, should we get into my?
Yes.
So, okay, this is my journey. So we love summer. Who doesn't love summer?
My favorite season.
Favorite season. It's fun. I still have the mindset of like nobody should be working in the summer. I think of it as school.
Especially the first half of your summer, you do get that feeling of like an expanse of freedom. Like
yes.
Summer self.
Even if you're working a 9-to-5 job, for some reason your mental attitude about it is like less.
Sun's out, guns out.
I know. And then your boss also seems to be more carefree. It's like, you guys can leave early on Friday.
Friday.
And you're like, but we still have the same workload. But for some reason, everyone's cooler in the summer.
It is really the best time.
It is the best time. But there's a downfall.
Especially in New York.
I'm fucking hot. I am sweating nonstop.
Yeah.
And so over the years after living here, you figure it out.
Yes.
You know, skinny jeans, you're going to die.
That's a no-no.
That is a no, though. Pleather pants, get the fuck out of here.
Which are in style now. I see people, the young people are still walking around. I thought for sure these would have been gone by the summer. But the young kids are still going around in their Doc Marten, the combat boots. I'm like, I know your foot is hot. Your feet are sweating out of control right now.
You can tell me to my face.
Just like you're looking at me, you know, I'm wearing my Birkenstocks. You're looking at me like I'm a crone. Like my foot feels great.
Yes. And my back is not killing.
I know. It's like those boots are ankle weights.
It's crazy.
My ankle's never been in better shape.
That's what I love about getting older is you just stop caring. Like I am wearing fanny packs. I swear to God.
I know where my keys are.
I know where my keys are at all times. Everything is like I am there for the apocalypse. Like I am ready. But yes, the pleather pants or leather pants. I'm like, you must be dying. What is happening?
You're hot. You're
Jeans
hot.
in the subway. 34th Street. I'm just like sweating bullets.
The train at the subway platform, it really will get to be like 100 degrees.
And yet they keep the AC at 50. So you're freezing on. So always bring like a light thing that you can wrap around your waist.
Light jacket.
Okay, so moving on. So these are my things to keep cool.
Love it.
Guys, get yourself some light summer pants.
Linen.
Or if you're going to wear jeans, go a thinner fabric, looser to the body.
Yes.
Like almost a drape.
Yeah, let it drape. I have to say, linen is so in. Wide leg linen pants and like the harem pants are so in right now. I love them, and you can get them. I got a pair at TJ Maxx, and they are. I was like, I'm buying one summer pant.
Yes,
and I got them.
Breathable fabrics is the way to go. Anything like a loose overall. I see those like cute hippie overalls that girls are wearing. I think you can get some really cheap ones at Target, and Old Navy has some stuff. Keep it light. No blow drying my hair. I cannot, even though I did it today because I was like, I can't show up to the podcast with wet hair, which is like a really funny thing now. I used to show up to a lot of events with wet hair.
So did I, and then it would just be like slowly frizzing, and I'd be like, why does my hair look awful? I look like I stuck my finger in a socket, and I'd just be like, whatever, I'm me.
I know. That was an adult thing I came to terms of, like, you cannot be showing up to work with wet hair.
Yeah.
I did it all the time. It was wild. It's so weird.
I saw a thing, the hair plop. That's one of my new TikTok. It's a wrap that you dry. You dry your hair in it. You put your hair in, and it's made of a fabric that helps it dry, defrizz.
Well, you can there's things if you want like light waves, you can wrap your hair. They're on Amazon, but I think you can just do it with a tube sock. You wrap your hair around it and you go to sleep, and it's not like going to hurt you in the middle of the night like rollers or something. So if you want some waves, you can do that. I've just been I'll put a salt spray in my hair and just scrunch.
Oh yeah, beachy.
And you just go for a permy look and get over it. You look cute because it's different though. Anytime you go slightly different than what you've been doing, like, have you ever just like wear makeup and then go light makeup and people are like, oh, what are you doing? Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Anytime you switch it up, people think you look better. It's only because you've just changed. Unless you do like, you get a haircut that's tight perm short.
Jerry curl. You're like, Sarah, you're doing something new.
That's more like, what's happening?
This is the rule with hair, okay? If it takes you as long to air dry as it does to blow dry, then you're in the season to air dry.
Yeah. And it's just easier. I get so hot blow drying in my apartment because you just don't have central AC here because New York is just stupid.
I know. When you go into the other parts of the country in the summer, you're like, oh my goodness, it's frigid in here and I'm freezing.
It doesn't make. New buildings should come with central AC in New York. I don't understand why they're not. I just realized I prefer wearing cotton bralettes.
Yes.
In the summer.
I'm a huge bralette.
A padded bra with synthetic material when you're and then you layer that on top with another shirt. I'm just dying. I just get sweaty
sweat soaks into the pad of the bra.
Yeah.
And then you're like, ugh. Then that's when you get a little stank.
Yes. And then I don't want to know that I'm wearing a bra. I don't like the feeling of what the bra feels like. Yeah. I like what it's doing.
Disappear to my body.
Yes. I don't want to be aware of my straps falling off my arms the whole entire time.
Now, have you gone no bra? Would you try that?
I can't. I do think it looks really cute on a lot of girls and the young men.
On no one sometimes. Sometimes you're like, should we? Because I know it's like we're in the genre of like under boob. That's the world that we live in now.
It can be quite distracting showing up with your tits flailing everywhere.
Flailing is the right word.
Because they're like they're
running,
not synchronized.
No, they never are.
I can almost see the outline of your nipple and the bumps in your nipple.
I shouldn't see the areola. Yeah. That's why I feel like I don't want to give too much away about my own nipples, but like I don't feel that I have the nipple to go
same
fully braless. Actually, in my friend's wedding photos from last fall, I wore no bra, and I'm looking at the photo and I'm like, I can see my nipple. I can see my nipple, and that means everyone could see my nipple for the entire night.
Has every woman had a photo of themselves where they notice that their nipple is out?
You're like,
I have one. I had a night of fun and I was
moment.
excited to get the photos, and I was wearing a halter top dress.
Oh, yes.
And in a certain position sometimes.
When you just
my nipple was exposed.
You can see what the Lord gave you.
And when you realize that went through a night where everyone saw your nipple, it's so traumatizing.
I was in Greenwich Village, as you know, where I work at the Comedy Cellar.
On a regular basis.
On a regular basis. And so do you. There was a young girl. She was just really casually dressed, but she had this cute top on, but it was totally backless. And she just bent over, and I just saw everything. And I wanted to be like, hun, like, do you know that your tits are out and everyone, you might as well be topless. But I was like, no one responds well to that. It's like, you just have to learn.
No, and I think they know.
They know. I think you're right.
It's a personality type.
It is very Gen Z.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what that personality type is, and I'm not in the medical field to diagnose it, but there is a feeling of like, she knows what she's doing. She's out there. It is
very. I didn't wear a bra until I moved to New York, I think. I would just go braless in my younger
I love
days.
that. Yeah.
Just because, I didn't feel like, I don't really need one. But now, I mean, I good for you if you don't want to wear a bra. Keep it cool.
Keep it cool.
But for me, I'd like just a thin piece of fabric covering.
Just a thing to keep it up. Also, when you're going on stage, it's like, I cannot have people looking at my nipples when I'm
jiggling on the way to the stage. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I love that we went from nipple to pasta salads.
Well, we had a bit of a little pasta salad overlap because we both made a very similar pasta salad.
We made a very
different
similar
pastas.
I'll probably have it for lunch. I don't know if you will indulge. You're more than welcome. I made a vat of it because you just dump the whole box. I'm like, I want to eat a pasta salad. I want a salad or a meal that I can pull from the fridge, put it on the plate, no cooking or hanging around a hot stove.
It is the best meal prepping.
Easy breezy. I hate chopping, but I feel like every time I do it, I get better and better at it and faster. So,
well, I now have my chopper now that I got from Amazon, and it has changed the game for me. It's
game
gone
changer.
From 30 minutes to 10 minutes. I'm done with the recipe.
Easy breezy. I want to know what you're thinking. I do a mandolin, but in this one, I liked it in cubes.
I will post the link for the chopper that I bought because it is really cool.
Anything that saves time in the kitchen game. So salads, I like pasta salad because there's no lettuce involved because lettuce will just go bad.
Yeah, it will.
I can't get to it fast enough. I also am annoyed. A lot of salads, I think salads are a scam.
It's true.
They're
like
expensive.
Spending like $40. They're like, don't forget the bean sprouts. And you're like going to 6 stores. You're like, do they have bean sprouts in New York City? It's part of the supply chain shortage.
Yeah, when somebody asked me what my favorite salad was, and I was like, potato, and they're like, they didn't even think that they thought that was so funny, and I'm like, dude, it's a vegetable, it's a salad,
lasts forever,
and it lasts forever, and it's tasty, and it hits me in my void in my soul that I need. Yeah,
I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make one this week. I've got the red skinned potatoes. Little
from the Allison Roman that you just had.
I think I'm gonna do a little more simple one. I'm gonna do potatoes. I have green onions, I have dill, and I have Greek yogurt, and I'm just gonna do it.
Good.
Little Dijon mustard, a touch of mayo, salt and pepper. Simple, easy.
So good with barbecue. It kind of cuts the sweetness of sometimes the barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Get on if you've got like cold
prepping.
Salads that aren't lettuce based, I don't even mind like if it's like I like a cowboy salsa. I'll put that in the salad.
I love the cowboy caviar. That's a big one on. Oh, I love it.
Love that one. And then we have shady activities.
That's so funny. I
feel
shysty. I know. It sounds like very nefarious.
Yeah.
Like following a woman home. Like, what? Yeah, stay cool, player. This one I was thinking of, like, doing, like, free outside activities is always a big summer favorite of mine, but just, like, staying in the shade. Like, going to the park, staying in the shade.
Read a book. Be French. Be French.
Ah, bonjour with your croissant.
Absolutely. Take advantage of public pools. Like we have a great public pool here in Astoria. I don't know if I'm being exaggerated. Exaggerating here, but aesthetically, architecturally, I think it's a really great pool.
The vibe of that pool is awesome.
It's Art Deco.
It's deco. You're right on the water. You have a gorgeous view.
They have a great mural by the bleacher area.
Yeah, it's such a nice pool, and I think it's a great place to just go lounge. And that's the thing too. Like people go crazy for the beach in summer, like beach. I'm like, I actually don't. I love to go on a beach vacation.
Yeah,
but I actually don't love to just casually go to the beach in the summer because it's too hot to go for a day trip. If you're right there on the hotel, you pop out, it's great. For a day trip, I'd rather go to the park, sit in the shade, just enjoy the scenic view of the park.
And keep cool.
That's
the way. And then bring a few. You can just have conversation and cooling water.
Oh, little LaCroix. I love it.
Absolutely.
This has been our summer, and
guys, stay cool.
Stay cool out there. Summer and pastries.
Yeah,
I feel like this has been the most lady journey we've journeyed in a lady.
We ladied it up. Lady journey.
Lady journey.